Well, congratulations on your first official UFC win. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I'm grateful. I came here to stay, to make some noise in this division. Um, I was able to put in my strike today, even though I won 2 rounds and lost one. But I came to here to do exactly what I did there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the submission, but I did my best for sure.
Did this fight go the way that you had expected it would go? Did you think was going to be a tough opponent?
Yes, for sure. She's a black belt. She did start in jiu-jitsu, she she was tough, but I knew I was much stronger than her. And when I was able to get my takedowns and get full domination in the floor, I know that I was gonna dominate her and put pressure, and she was able to run away so easy.
Was there anything about her that surprised you?
Not really. We studied her. We had an excellent 3 weeks frame to train for this fight. It was a perfect time, to be honest. Not very long, not very short. Me and my team watched her many times, and we felt that it was gonna be easy to break her rhythm. I did got some punches and everything, but there was nothing. There was knockout power, and I was able to get more like a close knockout than she was to me.
It seemed like you were pretty confident going into the scorecards. You were dancing around and having a lot of fun. Were you actually confident, or was that a little bit of a display to prove and to show something to the judges?
No, I don't think so. For sure, my body language was different than was in Contender. I was more in my head, and I was very nervous. And I worked myself here this time in Las Vegas, and I promised myself that I would never be this nervous anymore because I wasn't able to perform how I wanted. Um, but for sure, it was amazing. But yeah, I think that I won the 2 rounds and I had more domination, and even close with almost knockout. There was no way they would gonna give to her. They were definitely gonna give to me. And also when I had her down, I had way more damage than she had on me. I might have swallows and everything, but she had a few cuts also in her face. So I was sure that this fight was mine. I manifested.
You were very emotional when they announced your name. Can you talk to me about those emotions? What was that feeling like for you?
It was crazy because it comes everything you've been through to be here. It comes like the beginning of my jiu-jitsu career, all the way was when I obfuscated my career to be MMA fighter, and like, this goes in a flash so fast on your head, and your emotions take over.
Can you tell me, maybe, do you have a goal for 2024 that you want to share with us?
100%, I came to stay. I want to make noise in this division. I know I'm one of the smallest, but it doesn't really matter for me because this division is packed. It's amazing that I know I will be very busy for 2024, very tough opponents. From here, it doesn't get very easy, and I'm ready, very ready to start this 115 division the best way possible.
Thank you.
Thank
Talita over
you.
here. Congratulations on a great performance. Obviously, you featured on Contender Series back in September. You and your opponent at the time, Stephanie Luciano, you guys had a great fight, fun fight. Ended up in a draw, but you didn't get the call that night. Now you're a part of the UFC roster. Is that one you'd like to run back now that you both are a part of the UFC roster?
For sure, when I came to Contender, I thought I was prepared, and everything my body told me that I was. I should have believed in myself more. Stephanie was a good opponent, but I got very nervous, and in the first round, everybody, like the broadcasters, were saying, "Oh, she looks tired and everything," but I wasn't tired. I was very nervous. When I stepped in the cage and I saw the white, and I was like, oh, I couldn't breathe. I was like, I was trying to pull up the air, and I'm like, and this got me so nervous, and like I couldn't think. I couldn't like clean my mind and take the trash off and just focus in the moment now. And that's kind of like transition a little bit in the result of the fight. Based on Stephanie's size and her background, she should able to knock me out or whatever. She wasn't able to do for 2 rounds, and I won 2 rounds, and was a little controversial. But the fact is, on Contender, I told myself I'm not leaving home without making a little story, here. So I got off home, and we have the first draw in the UFC against somebody that's way taller and way bigger than me, and you can tell, I'm small and she was much bigger. Had experience. Both of those girls that I fought last, they were prepared to go 25 minutes. They been very active in the whole year, and they won belts and everything, and I was just 4-0, and now I'm 5-1. And I was able to get a draw, and I made a history. They were able to see who I am, and from here just get much better.
How did you control those nerves this time around?
Oh man, I had a lot of work, and it was just perfect time. I was already working many things that happened in Contender, and like in my nerves, but pretty much it's like was breathing. I have a sport therapist that's amazing, and I speak another language, like speak Spanish, Portuguese. So my sport therapist, Sebastian, is from Chile. So I have like sport therapist once a week, and he just remind me what is to be focused, to keep what really matters and take everything else from your head when you should be focusing on nothing else besides here now.
And the last one for me, obviously, how were your emotions like not getting the contract that night, but then getting the call a couple weeks later or a couple months later to fight on this card?
I mean, it was a little upsetting for sure, but I show heart there. My body language, it wasn't there because everybody here expect very highly of you, and you should show good cardio. If doesn't matter if you are doing 15 or 25. I didn't. I was not able to give all what they are expecting. So it makes sense what Donna White said. Uncle Don is a very smart businessman, and I believe that he made a good choice. And every fighter work very hard to be whatever they are, and she deserved the contract. So do I as well. But I was fine with a little bit upsetting, but in my heart I knew that I was gonna get the call no matter what, because I have an amazing team, and my manager would work very hard to be here, and I have no loss, so there's no reason why they don't want me.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of team, what did your team in the corner say to you going into the third round? Did you guys feel it was 1-1, and did you feel like you had to really come out and make a show in the third round?
I didn't acknowledge very much like the rounds things. I just knew that there was nothing that would stop me to win the third round. Even though after she felt my cross, I saw that I had way more knockout power than her. My team is amazing, man. And they keep me like in the point there and focus on the fight, and that was way different from the Contender. And I was much connected with them, and they're just keeping me very calm and telling me to believe and move my head, and that's what I did.
And I know you want to stay busy and you want to make a big splash here in the UFC. You have an extensive experience in jiu-jitsu. Is there any part of you that wished that you would have made the jump to the UFC and MMA quicker, or do you feel that right now is perfect that you came in now into the sport?
That's an amazing question, because if I would ask you, what do you regret the most, is you would say time. And for sure, if I was able, and I trust people back in the day, I would had make the transition earlier. But we do everything God's time. And I believe that Even though there's a age thing, I don't feel 33, I feel 25. So even though there's many examples of like retirement early or whatever, I'm not gonna retire very early. I have so much, and I have at least 7 to 8 years to make a lot of noise here, and you guys gonna have to deal with me here.
I look forward to seeing it. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.